Greetings, everyone. It's IT2, and today I have just got back from a book buying trip, and I probably won't do another one till after Christmas. Sometimes before Christmas is good, and you want to go after Christmas too, because people get gifts, clear out all their books for their new stuff, and also have a book review. I don't think I talked about this one. Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires. Grady Hendrix, first Grady Hendrix I've read. It was very good, but it really pissed me off. This book is about gaslighting. It's not about. I mean, there's a vampire in it, but he's not like a classical vampire with like. I guess he does suck blood. He does like this weird thing to this grandma and this other person. He's more like a. What do you call it? A leech or like a mosquito. He's got like a proboscis that comes out of his neck. He attaches to people. Like it starts out, you think he's like this young kid because his aunt had died or something. He's supposed to be like taking over the house, but he decides to live there in this neighborhood. It's kind of like Desperate Housewives, kind of a cul-de-sac. Not really a cul-de-sac, but it's like that kind of a neighborhood where all the neighbors know each other and they have this book club and they're really bored. They start getting into like thrillers and true crime stuff. So their husbands kind of think they're going crazy because they start thinking this guy's like the one woman. She thinks he's a vampire because she sees him doing some shit. It's been a while since I finished this. I've started another book by now, but she saw proof, like absolute proof that he's a vampire. And then she can't convince the other. She tells the other ones that he's like not a serial killer, but something like that to get them all on board. But then one of them is like really religious, and she's not on board. So she's like, she gets her book club together to like get one of them. One of them has like connection with the police, and that guy tells all their husbands, and all their husbands show up and make them all look really stupid and embarrass them and start gaslighting the shit out of them. And that's what makes the book kind of good in a way, but also really pisses you off because then she gets into the guy's house and finds one of the dead bodies of one of her neighbors that's been missing. That he was like put her in a suitcase or something. Anyway, pretty wild book. I'll probably read more Grady Hendrix, but wasn't all I was expecting from Grady Hendrix. Also, I just got some really good steak the other day. I figured out how like this velveting thing that me and my Kurdish friend figured out. You put like baking soda on meat and it really tenderizes it, makes it really good. And I don't know why I mentioned that. I was going to tell you about like on the way home, this dude was stopped in the middle of the road, and I went around him. I'm like, he must be broke down. And then everybody ahead of me stopped. So I stopped behind him and I'm like, what's going on? I look over the blue lights. There's like a funeral procession going on. Like, why do we still do this? Like, what is the big deal with having the police escort a funeral procession? He's dead. You're in no hurry to get to the graveyard wherever you're going. Like, even when you have an ambulance pick up a dead body and it turns the ambulance lights off, you don't have an escort. Nobody stops on the side of the road for an ambulance to go by just because there's a dead body in the back. I guess it's a respect thing for the family, but why? I don't know if he was an asshole for he deserves respect. I don't know anything about this fucking guy. Anyway, it seems like a dangerous thing to do. Like in a big city and you're on like a really busy, popular road, you should never have a procession, escort, whatever it's called, through there. Anyway, these are the books that I've got, not just today, but over the last couple of months, because I haven't really done that many book shoppings. I check the Goodwill every now and then. I missed a really good book sale at the library at the town I went to today, but there's going to be another one here, middle of October. So I got the bind-up edition of Chronicles of Narnia. This is like all of them, I'm pretty sure. It's all of the Chronicles of Narnia. Picture in the bedroom, end of the room. I'm pretty sure it's all of them, but it's not. Wood Between the Worlds, Diggory and his uncle, Magician's Nephew. Is this called The Magician's Nephew? Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe starts at 107. Horse and His Boy, Prince Caspian. Yeah, these are all of them. The Last Battle. Pretty cool. This is like mint condition. Let me put this somewhere else because I don't know where to put these. I got Anne McCaffrey, Damia's Children. Pretty cool cover. It's really like a sci-fi futuristic thing. Looks like a Robert Heinlein kind of a thing. I didn't know she wrote sci-fi. I thought she was just a fantasy person. So I got this a while back. I got this bag. I think I got a while back. I see I got a Neil Stevenson here. The Confusion. I think this is a sequel to Quicksilver. Volume 2 of the Baroque Cycle. Yeah, pretty sure it's what it is. These Goodwill books are like $1.59 now. They were 99 cents. Jennifer Armentrout. I know I've heard of her. The Problem with Forever. Some secrets go too deep for words. I don't know anything about this, but I know Jennifer Armentrout, highly popular among the teens and the girls. So I just got it. And then I got Jim Butcher. I already read this. Small favor. But it's hardback and it's mint condition pretty much. So I'll put that on the shelf. And I got Gentleman in Moscow, Amor Towles. I love the TV show. So the book might be even better. I don't know. Sometimes that's how it works. Okay, so this bag here, there's a whole trilogy in here. I think. Yeah. Nope. Yep. Tim Akers, the Hallowed War trilogy. We've got book 1, The Pagan Knight. This looks like a Viking kind of a fantasy. Book 2, The Iron Hound. These are pretty thick for paperbacks. And The Winter Vow, Tim Akers. This one's a female, dual wielding. Pretty psyched. I don't know anything about this, but I'm going to check it out. Research it a bit. And then I got Emperor of Thorns by Mark Lawrence. I already have Prince and King of Thorns up there. Someone added up there. They had the other two, but I already own them, so I didn't buy those. They had some other, like Douglas Niles, Isaac Asimov, stuff I didn't buy, but it's like pretty cool authors. Let's see here. The Price of Valor by Django Wexler. I've heard of Django Wexler, author of The Shadow Throne. Book 3 of the Shadow Campaigns. I don't know what the first 2 books of these are, but I need to get them. Django Wexler. I know he wrote something that I've heard of. It's on my TBR. And I've got the sequel to one of the books I already bought. Land of Stories, A Wishing Spell. This is like a mid-grade, I think, but I already got the witchcraft something or other. So just got this one to go along with it. And I got Holy Sister by Mark Lawrence. Do I already own this? Yeah, shit, I do. But it's $1.59, so couldn't pass it up because I wasn't sure. And then The 13th Tale, Diane Setterfield. I might have this too. This sounds familiar. I remember seeing it like somewhere. Maybe I entered a contest for it. Oh, this one I was really lucky to find. Robert Jordan, Brandon Sanderson. Memory of Light. This is book number 14 of The Wheel of Time. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 0. Same format as this, so I gotta get 5 through 13 eventually, maybe. That would be cool if I could do that. And then I got Secret Societies, A Brief History of Secret Societies. David something. They blocked his name off with all these stickers. Anyway, it's got Freemasons in here, Templars, stuff like that. Should be interesting. I got Uncle John's Bathroom Reader 10th Anniversary Edition. I've already got a different one, I'm pretty sure. This is just a bunch of random, like, interesting facts So eventually, as I get older, I want to be like one of the most interesting old men in the world. I'm always like telling people like cool shit. Like, did you know that baboons, they're one of the biggest assholes of the animal kingdom? Like most people, when they study animals, they kind of fall in love with the animal that they study. Not baboons. Baboons are assholes. And somebody noticed that like the males, they bully and they just pretty much torture the beta males, right? So they can't get the women. But there was a thing that happened in this one place where there was a big pile of meat that had become rancid and rotten. And the alpha males, being assholes, they wouldn't let the beta males eat any of the rancid meats. All the alphas, the big, tall, strong baboons, they ate the meat. And they all got sick and died. So then this asshole culture got taken over by the beta males that were nice and kind and cooperative. And that makes a lot of sense about how humans probably evolved to be cooperative. I don't know anything else about this story. I just heard it on a podcast. Anywho, moving on. When Will Jesus Bring the Pork Chops? By George Carlin. I love like books by comedians, and I didn't know George Carlin even had books. So this sounds amazing. That's one of those books like Big Dolls has, like he's reading in public, and it's just like a weird title, like you're just sitting here doing this. See if anybody laughs. When will Jesus bring the pork chops? I'm assuming it has something to do with like why they don't eat pork in certain cultures. This one I'd never heard of, but I was reading it, the back of it. Acacia. Now we know the acacia plant contains DMT, and it could be the burning bush from the Bible was an acacia bush. It caused Saul/Paul to become high and think he was talking to God. David Anthony Durham wrote this book, The War with Mine? The Mine? Like Mein Kampf, like German. This is historical fiction. It says, an assassin sent from the frozen north on a mortal mission, a mighty empire under siege by its oldest enemy, 4 royal children in exile or captivity, bent on avenging their father's death, blah, 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 blah. There's like this map of the known world in here. I thought this was supposed to be historical fiction, means based on our world. Maybe this is just the world that is known to the people of this time. Deadly assassin sent from a race called the Mine, exiled long ago to an ice-locked stronghold in the frozen north, strikes at Leodan, the heart of Acacia. I don't know anything about this. But it sounds pretty freaking wild for $1.59. So I bought it. Yeah, this was a Goodwill book. I've really got to find another place for this. I'm just going to set it right here. Now, this one is about a prison, Failside, by M.R. Carey. I didn't know anything about it. This was also a Goodwill book. From the author of The Girl with All the Gifts. I don't have that one. This seems pretty cool, though. I really like prison as a setting for places. TV shows, I mean, I haven't read any books about people being in prison, but usually cool stuff happens when you're in prison. Let's look at that scene from Reacher. Yeah, that was awesome. I got this one at the Friends of the Book Club, something or other, whatever it's called. This is the Book of Swords. This is a anthology of short stories. Includes a new Game of Thrones story by George R.R. Martin, boys. I've got one up there somewhere that's like Legends 2, something Legends. It's got like a bunch of really crazy authors in it. It's like George R.R. Martin. This one also has Ken Liu, Daniel Abraham, Robin Hobb. That's when I saw that. I'm like, yes, I'm buying this. Scott Lynch, the guy who wrote Gentlemen Bastards and hasn't written his next book in like 8 years. He's got a short story in here. KJ Parker, what the fuck? Literally, it says KJ Parker right there. You see that? That's fucking Taco 45 from the Petrov's group. Did he write a book and put it in? I know there's RJ Barker. Oh, there's a KJ Parker. He wrote The Siege, right? No. KJ's like Taco's first name. His last name's not Parker. That's where I'm getting confused. This guy that wrote The Siege up there. Yeah, I've got some KJ Parkers right there. These two, right here. Right there. That's cool, though. Walter John Williams, I've heard of him. CJ Cherry, I've heard of her. Elizabeth Bear, she's sci-fi. Kate Elliott. Leland Kushner. Garth Nix, heard of him. Plus, it's like this plastic wrapping that the library put on, because this is like an ex-library book. Pretty dope. $4. And then we got $3. Lifelike by Jay Kristoff. The Empire of the Damned and the Nevernight guy. I know he had this other series. I think this is the first one of it. He also co-authored the Illuminae files in the Gemini book. Gemini. Interesting. Good price, I think. Tad Williams. Sleeping Late on Judgment Day. This the title got me. Something about the end of the world here, I think. I don't know if this is a sequel, because it says Bobby Dollar, as his friends on Earth and even his more numerous enemies call him, has already been to hell to try to retrieve his beloved Kaz from the clutches of the archdemon named Eligor. That mission failed. Now not only is he remained a prisoner in the palace of eternal punishment, but his friend and former deserting him right and left in the department simply haunted. This could be a good Halloween book for maybe next year, because I'm kind of booked up for this year. And I'm reading way slower than I was. So, I don't know. I don't know what I can do to get back on track. Plus, my friend from Kurdistan coming back in like a week. Too busy with football season going on. Hunting season's coming up going on. I got a lot on my plate. I've been watching all these like international versions of The Traitors. That's one of my favorite TV shows now. Then we got T.L. Hoochu? Library of the Dead. Also could be a good Halloween book for next year. Under a Graveyard Sky, I probably should try to read this year. I don't know if it's on my list or not. By R.J. Ringo. But, yeah, this is a pretty big font. I could probably zip through this thing. This is like kind of mid-grade, kind of young adult. I've seen it on Goodreads, so it was on my list. These stacks are getting out of control over here. I've got to catalog these books. You guys can't see. Look over here. Look at my stacks. Look at this. What I got going on over here. It's crazy. The Last Blade Priest by W.P. Weil. Some of these are just cool looking. This was $3. And I don't know who this publisher is. AR. Angry Robot Books? Angry Robot? Okay, I mean, it's a nice, cool, like, foily cover. 500 something pages. I don't know what it's about, but for the price, seems pretty good. A lot of these I've never heard of. Invictus. Future's Hope is in the Past by Ryan Graudine. Something about a time traveler. $3. I'll read a time travel book for $3. The Winter Road by Adrian Selby. Published by Orbit. So that's all I know. That's all I need to know. Anything published by Orbit, I will buy it. Fuck it. We've got The Sky Weaver by Kristen Ciccarelli. Italian. Looks like a pirate-themed book. There's a hook on the front. 2 Worlds, 1 Mission. $1. This was in the super clearance shelves. Pretty nice looking cover there. $1. The Iron Codex, a dark arts novel by David Mack. There's a chick with a wand on a motorcycle. Urban fantasy, anyone? I just came up with that. I should be like marketing for some company. I don't know. Raymond Feist, Flight of the Nighthawks, book 1 of the Dark War saga. This looks like one of the ones I meant to buy at half price books. It's $5. I didn't buy it because $5 seemed high to me. What am I talking about? $5 is a great price for a hardcover Raymond Feist. They also have the Conclave of Shadows books up there. I don't know if that's part of the Rift War Legacy 31 book thing that I'm trying to read, but that's a different thing that I don't really need those ones yet. Probably could have got them anyway. And I got the Black Khan for $1. This is a review copy, not for resale, and they totally resold it to me. Osma Zahanet Khan. The Black Khan by Osma Khan? Is she just a black person? Got some damage on the spine. I didn't notice that. So somebody probably won this on Goodreads, read it, and then gave it to Half Price Books. And then finally, we've got the book co-written by Second Man on the Moon, Buzz Aldrin, Encounter with Tiber. Now, there's some videos that seem to indicate we never really went to the moon. And Buzz Aldrin is saying to like all these school children and stuff, we never went there, it's all fake. So, maybe he put some kind of secret to what really happened in this book. I don't know, I'll have to read to find out. So check with me in about 3 or 4 years. Maybe I'll be able to get to this and let you know. Did we really go to the moon? No, we probably did not. At least not in 1964? I don't know. When were we supposed to went to the moon? I'm gonna go watch some more Traders. And maybe eat something. I'll see you guys later. Go on, get out of here.